Gary, I am absolutely thrilled to speak to you today. It's so nice to see you. So lovely. Now, I announced 2 days ago that you are going to be headlining Latitude next year. And 2 years ago, you did the very same thing and you knocked it out of the ballpark. You did the first one. Are you now the house band of Latitude?
We would be honoured to be the house band of Latitude. It's one of our favourite festivals. We played the very first one, as you say. And then a few years ago, we played, and it was just so much fun. And Ed Sheeran joined us on stage, and it was just a great night.
I tell you what, right, because I interviewed you backstage. You were just about to go on. And I hadn't seen you live before. And that gig, Gary, I have... Honestly, after seeing it, I went on about it for about 6 months. Literally. I had a spiritual experience in the field watching you guys. There was something so magical in your performance. What was it about? What did you do that night?
I have no idea. I should probably watch that tape back again and find out what it was. But I don't know. I'm really glad, really glad you had a great time at the gig. That's fantastic to hear. I remember just enjoying the whole show so much all the way through. I think when you feel that a crowd is with you from the first second of a gig, it does kind of compound through the whole show. It just gets better and better and better usually. And that was definitely one of those nights. And Latitude just has this great atmosphere about it anyway. You know, it's sort of infused over everything.
I agree. It's my favourite festival in the UK. I think there's something magical in the air there. I think, you know, it's got the forests, it's got the lake, and it's just always got the best bands, you know. But I think for me, you know, there was something about your performance where I want to talk to you about this because you were so present in that moment. And there was a moment on that gig where you just stood there and looked at the crowd and nodded and took in the energy. What does that feel like?
You know, I think I was just trying to not forget it. You know, I think when you go to a gig or you play a gig, and you know you've got everybody everywhere has a million things going around in their head, and sometimes it's hard to kind of feel the ground underneath your feet. And I think I like to take a moment to do that in every show where possible. And yeah, that one was easy. I already felt grounded. I already felt like it was something that I was there for, and I'll never forget. You know, and yeah, that I do remember that moment. I mean, because that was what it was meant for. It was meant for me to remember that moment. I didn't want the whole gig to go by and then get to the end of it and go, which has happened many times. And I get to the end of it and go, well, it's over. Yeah. We have to leave the stage.
Yeah.
How did that happen? You know, that with that one, I feel like there's moments throughout the whole show that mark the show for me forever.
Yeah. It really did, from you know, an audience point of view as well. It was something really profound to just be there in that moment with you. I do have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, okay.
So when I was interviewing
it's not all good news.
It's not all good news, you know. Sometimes you've let me down, and on this particular experience, you let me down. 2 years ago, there was a surprise happening on the stage at Latitude.
Yes, you asked me on air.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And I said,
right?
I think I lied to you.
You literally not only lied, I knew Ed Sheeran, right? Because I just knew, I intuited that Ed Sheeran was hanging out. It's geography.
You were right.
You know,
you were
it's
right
geography,
too.
it's friendship, and wherever there's a gig and there's a moment of surprise that could happen, he'll appear, because that's what he does, right? And I said, Gary, is there any surprises? And you didn't even say it. Well, I've got a few on me, Ed. You know, you could have said that. You didn't say anything. You just left it. You wouldn't tell me.
Well, it wasn't that I wouldn't tell you, Jane. It was that I wasn't going to say it to anybody, because I was just so. We were trying to keep it secret, and it's tricky.
It was the worst.
It's tricky to do.
It was a very badly kept secret.
I didn't realize everybody knew. That's one of those things where you've been walking around with a bit of spinach in your teeth all day, and like nobody said to you. But no, it was so much fun. It's always so much fun to play with Ed. But when he came on stage, it was the whole place went absolutely bananas.
Didn't it? I mean, it really. There's something about Ed Sheeran and his energy. He comes on like a puppy. I mean, you guys were extraordinary. Then he comes on and it just goes boom like that.
It lifts off. Yeah.
I wish he could have seen that. I was actually doing it with my arms and everything. You've really missed a treat not being able to see me today. I got made up for the experience and everything. I'm so annoyed. But anyway, let's continue. You are going back to Latitude because you do have this brilliant new album out, The Forest is the Path. Congratulations, firstly, on it going